joining me. This is the Libra male reading. I separate the energies to male and female, so these are for the males. And the first card I get is focus. So the Libra males are maybe feeling quite focused at this time, quite intent on something. I feel like it may even be a relationship partner. It may be work, something at work, but they're bound and determined. They're going to figure this out. The next card I get is anger and rage. So we have to be aware of that. What's going on is what is making you angry and rageful. And then communication. So we may have a situation where there's communication going on and they're focusing on what went wrong. There may have been a squabble here. And I'm getting this could be in a partner kind of way or in work kind of a way. But nonetheless, very focused on trying to determine what happened here. I feel like someone got a blast and they're kind of really reeling from it and trying to figure out exactly why it happened. The next card I get is flow. So flow is really, in my sense of it, is trying to deal with the universal energies, trying to go with the universal energies. So I'm feeling like in the focus that they're trying to figure this out, they're taking that into account. The universal feelings here, what we should and shouldn't do. I feel like that's being very highly considered. The next card I get is guidance. So the guidance is right next to the communication, but also on the heels of anger. So we have to be aware of where that guidance is coming from. You may be getting outsourced guidance that has gotten you into trouble. So you have to be aware of that. So the flow is here and the guidance is opposite. So it's making me feel like the guidance you're getting outside of yourself, and I do feel this is outside, not intuitive skills here. We're dealing with someone's opinion that we took and it kind of got us into trouble. Is what I'm getting. But yet I think underneath you knew the flow was there. You knew what you were guided internally to do, but you went against that to go with someone else's opinion. Now we end up at chaos. So this is not good. For the Libra male, we're kind of not learning here. I guess we've gotten ourselves into a situation where we've not listened to our intuition, but instead taken someone else's opinion as our own and gotten into trouble for it. And now they're angry and frustrated. And it may be a situation where you're feeling like, man, I knew better. I knew better than this. But you went with it anyway. So you really got to dissect what it is that made you falter so that you don't do it again in the future. So we end up at chaos. So I don't feel that over this time things are going to get better. I don't think that your focus is really... your focus is on the anger, what's making you mad, instead of the solution. And the communication is kind of amping. I feel like we kind of might have to be quiet for a while in order to let things die down. Because I feel like the more that we try and communicate our side of things, the more things are going to get stirred up. And not only that, more chaos gets routed in our direction. So I'm going to go to the tarot cards. I picked 3 to kind of accentuate things. And the first card I get is the 3 of Pentacles. Now the 3 of Pentacles in this deck is kind of a creativity card. In the usual tarot deck, this is a card of working with others to kind of accomplish a goal. And I'm going to go with the creativity process here. I feel like the creativity, I mean, it's all going back to this one unit. I feel like this is just so overpowering that you really, there's nothing else coming into your situation right now but this situation, which is in total chaos. Now, whether it's romance or work, it's something that has to be dealt with. So I feel like you're trying to figure out creative ways in order to deal with this. One of them, I think, though, is really... like the insight I'm getting is that we need to kind of just hold off. Instead of going in there and trying to figure out solutions, we need to just hold off. But on top of that, I feel like your energy is really wanting to go in a direction. How do I get underneath this? How am I going to really figure this out? Now, the next card we get is the Empress. So the Empress is really about motherly energy, can signify pregnancy, and it can also signify a motherly figure. So we may have somebody here, Libra male, dealing with a mother that, a situation with their mother where they're, having explosive dialogue or a conflict in a way where they're having to deal or having to creatively work around things not to upset them, because I feel like there might be some chaos there. Now, the next card I get is the King of Swords. Now, like I say, in this deck, he's very cantankerous looking. He looks like, just don't piss me off. I'm at the edge of my rope. Don't take another step because I'm done. But nonetheless, he is the air sign, and that is in your element. So I feel like it's just they're not letting me let go of the cantankerous thing here. I mean, the anger and the resentment. Feeling a lot of resentment to whoever this Empress symbolizes, a mother type figure in your life anyway. Someone who, not on all levels, but on some levels you feel is above you. You have to answer to them to a certain degree. So it may even be a work boss type figure, a female figure. I mean, it could be either way, but more of the female, compassionate and understanding abilities to them if it's a male. And so we have the King of Swords, and he really wants to cut through and figure everything out. He wants to cut through illusion, lies, and deceit. And he likes to see things clear cut. Yes or no, none of this, no. We want no gray areas. It's either black or white, and we need to go in that direction, left or right. Like, there's no in between. So that's what I'm feeling like. This guy is really wanting to cut through all the bullshit, and he's not really getting that at this point. And I think the reason that the chaos is there is because he is trying to do that, but maybe not in a conscious way that is accepting to the person that he's confronting. So there's a lot of upheaval here and chaos because they're trying to get, the Libra male is trying to get to the bottom of things and not having such a good time. He's trying to be creative about things. And I think maybe if he takes from his own sign, just being truthful, and I think that is, like I say, it's within his element to do so. But he is seeing so much untruth that it's just throwing him. Like he's just kind of in that anger and rage going, come on. Like, that is such horse shit that I cannot accept it. And that's what's creating this, right? It's that kind of an attitude. This may not be the conversation they're having, but it's that kind of an attitude. They need to take that into account. And trying to get to the bottom of things. I don't know how this is going to go. So I have some clarification cards, fortune card, and also a release card, like a surrender card. So that's usually something you need to let go of, or something that you need to keep that and accentuate. So the surrender card that I got for you was surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. This is interesting because I got this for the feminine as well. So it says, let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar in your life. So I feel like that is really what is holding you back. Is like, oh, I fit in this square peg, and now I got to go forward in a square peg. And it's like, no, and you're feeling kind of round today, so you want to, bring forward those ideas, but you feel like, oh, it's not, I never did that before, so I shouldn't do it now. And I feel like that's a limiting belief, so you need to let go of that. I think you need to let go of other people's perceptions of how you should deal with things, and just deal with things the way you feel you should deal with things, not with the way that you think others think you should deal with things, if that makes any sense. Because I'm feeling the perception of others is what's really boxing you in. And especially this mother figure that you have in your life is really, and mothers can be like that. They can put you in a box when you're 16 and that's it. That's where you sit, right? And you're a grown man, so you need to, you're not in that box, but you kind of resign. Oh, that's what they think, whatever. They don't challenge it. And maybe you are trying to challenge it at this point, but then backing away from that again, like standing your ground and getting hell for it, and then backing off. No, you need to keep going forward confidently, because this has to evolve, right? When we have people like that family, right, they have to grow as you grow, and if they don't, you have to let them know. You have to stand your ground in that way. So that's what I feel like is a really influencing your block is this idea that I'm a certain way from everybody else's point of view, but how am I from my point of view? You need to go outward with that. That's what I feel very, very strongly. And then the fortune card that I get for you is death. Now, that sounds awful, but it's a time of natural transition and transformation. So again, dealing with those perceptions, right? You are feeling that twist. You're not the same person you were yesterday, and you won't be tomorrow. So you need to keep moving in that direction. You need to keep going with that flow, and you need to do that outwardly. And if those people can't handle it, then they can't handle it. But you have to trust in who you are and not limit yourself in any way. And I feel like the Libra males, that's what they're doing. They're limiting themselves to the other people's belief in who they are, and they're just living up to that. They can really surpass that by leaps and bounds, but they refuse to put themselves in that position. But they need to do that. In order to evolve, they need to do that. And good things will come your way when that happens. Good things, good opportunities, good openings for better connections with you as you are, instead of, I mean, family's family, and I feel like this might be a family situation where we're bucking, because I'm getting a very clear image of like a mother and a son. And it's like, you know, the mother's going, yeah, that's you at 16 and you ain't changed, and da da da. And they have that kind of flippant, negative attitude towards certain situation, and you need to break that from them, you know. And if they're sitting there going, well, this is where you're headed, so you need to keep going there confidently and not let anybody get in your space about that, even the mothers or mother figures. There's a respect. You can respect them and still stand up for yourself. Absolutely. And if they can't let you do that, then that's their problem and their issue that they have to deal with. So hopefully that helps some of the Libra males over the Christmas season. And I mean, Christmas just exemplifies things, right? When we get together, a lot of this shit can fly, fans all over the place. But hopefully this helps you through the situation. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of like a push forward with this. It's just not going to be the first time. We're not going to deal with it, and it's going to be fine from here on in. We're going to have a little bit of challenges, but nonetheless, we just need to have confidence to do that and go outward with that. I think you're limiting yourself to other people's opinions, and you just don't do that. Let it go. Be who you are confidently, and put the creativity into how you're going to express that outward. So again, Libra males, hopefully that helped you, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and take care and be safe and have fun and be kind.